Hi, Dr. Jasper here from Wizard of Health, and in this video I'm going to give you a short introduction on how to use the hand exerciser wizard. Now, what you're going to get is you're going to get 7 pieces. This is one of the most complete sets out there. The reason we have 7 pieces is you're going to have 3 different resistance levels here, 3 different resistance levels here, and then a grip strengthener. You can do individual fingers with our finger extenders. You can do a lot of squeezing with these guys, and you can do a lot of stuff with the fingers, and I'm going to demonstrate that in a second. And you can do overall hand strengthening with a grip strengthener, or also you can do individual fingers. Now let's start off with the what we call the grip ring. Now the grip ring is something that you can use in the office. You can carry it with you. It's very portable. All that it requires is just a very simple squeezing right there. Now if you have carpal tunnel, don't squeeze down here. Make sure it's always up there. If you get any numbness or anything, make sure you stop. Now with the rings, a lot of people think that's all you can do with it, is just squeezing. You can squeeze it, but one of the other things that I like to do is we like to do what we call eccentric contractions. And that basically is you squeeze it down, and then you're gonna slowly keep it until you loosen it up a bit. And that's going to build strength in a different way. So you squeeze, you hold it for about 3 seconds to 5 seconds. You can work your way up to about 10 seconds if you like, and then slowly let it relax. That'll work it a little bit different than just squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. So that's one way to work on that. Another thing is a lot of people work on using opening jars and they're having difficulty like that. So what you want to also do is you want to just put this over all 5 fingers and then rotate. So you can take your hand and just rotate it this way. Sometimes I can take 3 fingers and just kind of go back and forth like this. It starts to strengthen and mobilize the joints. It's really good for arthritis that way. It's just to get them loosened up. So that's another thing you can do with this. Now, if you don't have your finger strengtheners available, your extenders, you can also extend your fingers inside. So you can kind of put your fingers there and go out, or you can kind of put your fingers there and go up and down. So that's another thing you can do with these ones. Now, a lot of times I have people that have bigger hands. So what they always say to me, they go, you know what, doc, this is always a little bit too small for me. Now I'm about 5'11", this fits perfectly. But if you're a larger person, you can actually put 2 in your hand. So we use this with a lot of our patients that are a lot bigger, a lot of our football players. They usually take 2 and squeeze them together. And some, believe it or not, squeeze 3 of them together. So that's another little trick that you can use with the donut rings. And we'll go more into that with our arthritis videos and carpal tunnel videos also. Now the finger extenders, these ones, as you can see right here, they're inside. Some of them, if you take a closer look, you're gonna notice that there's a larger one here, smaller one there, small, a little bit larger and larger. So this is a little bit more, this one here, the smaller one's more for the pinky. So if I'm going to be putting this one on, I'm going to use this guy for my thumb, and then I'm going to use this guy for my pinky. Now how to put it on is, you can see they're on the inside. Some people don't like to put these under their fingers, so guess what? I got a little trick for you. I can just bring it the other way around, and now I can actually just use it this way. So instead of bringing it the other way, I can use it this way. But some people, they have an issue with the straps coming off as soon as they do that. So if that happens, you can again fold it back on the inside, and then I can put it down. Now, a lot of people tell me that, hey, my fingers are too big for this, but actually this is an elastic band. So if I just kind of ease that into this, watch this. Look at it, look at the amount of space that I have there. So feel free to kind of loosen it up and then loosen it up this way and just kind of put it right onto the fingers. So I'm just gonna quickly put this on here for you. And there we go. So you can do all 5 fingers. And we're going to go right to the last one. And if you look at it, now I can go out and in and out and in and get good extension going. Also, these things are really going to hold on to the fingers. They're not going to pop off. So one way is kind of doing it this way. And again, the other way is you could turn it inside out and do it this way if you want to make it a little bit quicker. Also, what you're going to find out is, let's go into the next thing, is you're going to find out that this way has a certain extent, certain resistance level. So there's 3 resistance levels for this. But when I switch it around to the outside, the resistance level actually changes a little bit. So actually, you probably have about 6 different resistance levels. It's a little bit easier this way. On the outside, you can also put your fingers through it and work on it that way. Or again, you can bring it in this way. Another great thing about this is you can do one finger at a time. If some of you have a lot of thumb problems, if you come from post-surgical on your thumb, again, I can go this way. I can bring my thumb back and here, and as you can see, just provide a little bit of resistance. Also, you want to kind of bring your thumb in, and you want to kind of bring your thumb out. So always make sure that when you're working your fingers, you don't always go into one direction. You can actually go in and out also. But another key thing with this is when I bring it here, I can actually pull this way and have the thumb resist, but give it a little take. So as you can see, it's moving the thumb, but it gives a little bit take there. So instead of having the thumb do all the work, you can resist a little bit with it, and that'll give you a little bit of extra. That's good for a lot of people who find out that just using their fingers at that particular stage is a little too difficult to do. So they'll kind of resist more with this instead. So that gives you a little bit idea about the finger extenders. Then we have the grip. The grip is pretty simple. Again, if you have carpal tunnel, you don't want to put it down there. You want to keep it up here a bit. You can do one finger at a time. And a lot of people, they'll find out their one finger, the pinky, is not that easy to do. So what you can do is you can actually do 2 at a time there, or start with 3 at a time. So 4 at a time first, you can work down to 3, then work down to 2, and then actually go work down into 1. So that helps you out. So that helps a lot of people who play musical instruments. You can go this way. Also, you can go this way. You can hold it like that, and you can do a thumb. So again, for a lot of people with the thumb problems, you can kind of hold this way, just bring it in. Another great thing to do with this is bring it in, hold it again for 3, 5, 10 seconds. And when you do that, you want to slowly let it go. That's another way to build up a lot of endurance in the grip, holding it and then releasing it slowly. Or you can just go into high repetitions and do it about 20, 30, 40, 50. It doesn't really matter. The big thing is find out how many you're doing at the start and use that as what I call a reference. And then every week, see how many more that you can do. If you can do 30, 40, 50, no problem. Take about a 1-minute break and then do another set, and then start working on 2 sets or 3 sets. The key thing about all the pieces is that working together, all of them are going to give you better results than just using one piece alone. These are great for anybody with tennis elbow or with carpal tunnel. We don't want to work on these guys a lot that have carpal tunnel because they're already inflamed. So we want to work on these muscles up here. And finger extenders are excellent for that. If you got some arthritis, you want to start working on with these guys, and also with grip strengthener. So that kind of gives you a simple overview on how to use the products. We'll have a couple more videos specifically on the carpal tunnel and the arthritis, and some more videos later on that kind of talk about that. Again, guys, if you have any issues, just give us a shout by email. We'll definitely answer all your questions. Also, best thing to do is always talk. If you've seen a therapist or you're seeing one, make sure you talk to them that you're going to start working with these devices. They know what they are. They usually have them in their office. But if they have a specific program for you, follow that program. Otherwise, you can look at some of the recommendations we gave and work out with these. Thanks, guys.